is one large, monstrous sized rat. Okay, nope, now you need to go inside now. Okay. And like usual, first thing he wants to do is come out here. You see he's already going back in there. Now y'all don't blink or you're gonna miss it, because he just didn't notice the big old giant rat over there. But he's fitting to. I'm gonna try to get back in camera position, because I was hiding behind that big lid. And the thing is, oh, wow, man. The big old giant rat. And now Burmese pythons are one of the largest snakes in the world. And they're native to Southeast Asia. You know, over some of them are India, Thailand, over in like Cambodia and Vietnam. They even go over all the way like to Hong Kong. Oh, yeah, and this is Arnold. He's a male. Okay. Now they're listed as vulnerable in the wild, but they're like an invasive species, and they say that they're taking over Florida like crazy. But in the wild, where they're over in Southeast Asia, they're listed as vulnerable in the wild. There's a lot of them used for all kinds of things. The pet trade, for one thing. They're still selling wild caught ones. People around here in the United States, they can breed these like crazy. If you look around, you can find captive bred. Arnold here is a captive bred. I got him from a breeder right here in the United States, and they're all over the place, and it was a reasonable price. And look at how beautiful. I'm not a big morph guy. I mean, I really like as close to natural as possible is my favorite one. And they used to be, these Burmese, they used to be considered a subspecies of the Indian python. And then they were separated here, I don't know, within the last within the last 100 years or 50 years or whatever it was. And now they're their own species instead of an Indian python. And there's a big difference. I mean, some of the markings are kind of similar between the Indian, but the attitude also, Burmese are much more mellow for the most part. The Indians are known for being a little bit. Is that rat attached to that snake's head? That rat is attached to that snake's head. Look at that. It sure is. He bit right down into that snake's head and is attached, and that snake's not being able to get him off. Look at that. This is the hard part about live feeding, is you may get damage on your animal. You may get damaged because this snake has got rat teeth lodged in his head. I really feel like I should try to help him, but I'm not sure how I could do it. But he's got a rat attached to the side of his head. I didn't realize that until he started coming off of him, that rat died with a mouthful of snake. And the rat's still alive. I think that maybe if he just is patient, like it looks like he's being patient. But I raise my own rats, and sometimes the easiest way to euthanize a rat is by letting the snake do it. And it's good enrichment for the snake to be able to eat live food. So I usually like to let them have their own, and they get to practice the art of snake eating and hunting in the way that they do it. Look at that. That is just crazy. I might zoom in a little bit more. You can see that's rats attached to the head of this python. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Now that rat's dead. He's dead. He clamped on. And now Arnold is like, oh man, who's eating who here? But this, there we go. Oh man, that was painful. That hurt me. I know these reptiles, they don't, you know, express pain in the same way as a lot of other animals, but that had to hurt. I don't care who you are. That was an unpleasant experience. And you can see on the side of his head, right there, look at that. Yeah. He's earned his meal. That was a hard fought thing. He had to work to get that one, but what a reward. There we go. See how smart he is. I love my Burmese. I love Arnold. He acts like they didn't even notice that bite to the head thing. Like, yeah, whatever. Just give me my groceries. He's a beautiful boy. Alright, Arnold. What a good boy. Yeah. And the females get longer, a little. They get a little bit longer. Males get almost as long, you know, a foot or two shorter is about it. But the big difference is the females get huge as far as girth. They put on a lot of weight, and they can get pretty husky. And the males don't get near as heavy as the females. And Arnold here is a male because I wanted a giant snake. And I love the temperament of Burmese pythons. Now that we finally reached the 1,000 subs, got 1,000 subscribers just this last couple of weeks, and I'm very thankful to anyone who's ever subscribed, and you guys right now that are watching it and haven't, subscribe right now. It's helping me out because it's going to help afford me to make better videos. I've noticed my videos are, you know, they're kind of iffy, but I'm working 2 jobs. And I want to do this more, but I have to pay for it. And the only way I can pay for this at this point is by working my other job. And that's what's affording me to do this at this point. But now that I got 1,000 subscribers, and you know, who knows it's opening some doors. It may allow me to afford to spend more time and put more effort into the quality of these videos, because I want the quality of my videos. I want to step it up. I want to do better than what we've been doing. And I believe Arnold is just over a year old. Believe it or not, that is only a 1-year-old. You can imagine what he's going to be like in another year. And he's real sweet. When you get him out, you can take him out, and once he's out of his cage, he turns sweet. I've never had him bite me. I've never even had him strike at me outside of his cage. But that's most snakes. Most snakes, whenever you reach into a snake's cage, obviously you're reaching into their territory, and it's unusual for them, and they're not used to you being there, and it's going to cause a reaction. But once they're out, they're kind of out of their element. That's the reason I don't recommend, if you can help it, feeding your snake outside of his own enclosure. Because if you want to get out, if you want your snake for handling so that you can get him out and handle him, look at the slobber on that rat. If you want to get your snake out and handle him, but every time you get him out you feed him, now whenever you get him out to handle him, he's expecting to eat. So it's not a good idea to feed your snake outside, because you got to be careful when you reach in their cage anyway. Look at the markings on that. I don't care what you morph, you can't beat natural. You can't beat it. I don't care what morph you come up with, you can't beat natural. It always wins. It's just something I don't know. I don't understand how I always end up with these amazing animals. But for some reason, and I'm glad, I ain't complaining. Every time I get on and I talk about any of my snakes, I'm like, that is the most beautiful snake in the world. And I'm not lying. I got amazing, perfectly beautiful examples of every species that I have. Different camera. The camera went dead, the other one. Woo! Alright. This is Arnold. Finishing his rat. And now that he's getting past the front legs, it's about time for me to do a little spring cleaning. I'm going to go ahead and grab his water bowl without bothering him, hopefully. That'll work. Get some fresh water, we'll be good. About to finish up, isn't he? Alright. What a beautiful boy. Look at how thick that's made his stomach right there. Okay, I've got the lid right here. I'm going to put it back on because we don't want to bother him right now. Let him digest in peace. Alright, y'all say bye to Arnold. Love y'all. Bye.